Big Pastor T here. Hey, we're out here on the range today in this beautiful sunshine that the Lord has blessed us with. And we've got this P226, the famous P226 Sig Sauer. This one's chambered in 9mm. We're going to do a little shooting and just talk about the gun a little bit today. So let's go have some fun, shall we? Man, that's a lot of fun. I love this gun. This is one of my favorite guns. I've been shooting this gun for about 15 years. I really like it. Maybe not this particular one. This happens to be the extreme version, but I really like these guns. They've been around for a while. Some of you know the history of the gun. Let me just get this thing up here really close so you can see it on the camera. I'm going to drop it down. You see we got a clear chamber, no magazine, so we're safe. So you can see the gun really close. It's a good looking gun. This gun has got slide stop. It's got a decocker here, so if you've got the hammer back and you want to lower the hammer down, you can safely do so like that. So it's a really cool gun. The history of this gun, as some of you may know, back in 1985, the U.S. Army had decided that they were going to go away from the sidearm that had served the Army for so many years, about 70 years, designed by John Browning, nonetheless, 1911, chambered in 45 ACP, and they wanted to go to the new NATO round, the 9mm round. And so they asked lots of manufacturers to figure out, design a gun that would work for them. They had certain specs, and that's why Sig designed this gun to begin with. It is a great gun. It really shoots well. It's really engineered well. But let me show you just again how well it shoots. I'm standing back here. We're shooting these AR-500 steel targets today from about 45 feet. These things are fun to shoot. And by the way, you might notice, if the camera, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but you might notice that I've got my targets painted today in Carolina Tar Heel blue. Now, I know not every one of you is a Tar Heel, but we do have to give them their props. You know, I'm a North Carolina guy, and I love the Tar Heels, and they won a championship in basketball this year, so we're so excited. And I figured we'd celebrate just a little bit out here, have a little fun on the range. Now, if you're not a Tar Heel fan, that's okay. Don't click off. Don't move. You can celebrate by watching me shoot some Carolina blue targets. So you guys check this out. This is a lot of fun. See, I told you, this thing's a load of fun. This thing's so reliable too. It's one of the things that the Army really liked about this. By the way, the Army did not end up adopting this P226 back in 1985. It did win, however. This gun won the trial that they had. From everything I've read, this gun actually finished in first place, but because of the price of the gun, it's pretty pricey, and the engineering and manufacturing and everything, the machining of this gun is really impeccable. This has got an aluminum frame, and because of the price of the gun, the Army decided to go with the number 2 gun, the gun that finished in second place in that trial. And most of you know, if you've been around firearms very long, that was the Italian company Beretta. It was their Beretta M9. Now, I've had a Beretta M9. I've had some out here. I don't have any videos, I don't think, with the Beretta out here on the range, but I've had one. I don't own one right now. They're really fun guns to shoot. A little heavy, a little bit big. They're fun on the range, a little too big to carry. So I don't have one, but I do have a friend that had a Chiappa, which is a company that is making an M9. Matter of fact, they call this Chiappa, I'm sure I've got it out here on the table, they call this the US 9mm M9 Chiappa firearms is importing this. So it's a really good looking gun. It's got all the features that you're familiar with. Let me get close to the camera. It's got all the features you may be familiar with the M9 Beretta. And by the way, that's what we would call in civilian world Beretta 92. So it's got it also has, this one actually has a safety. It's also a decocker there. The gun is chambered, of course, in 9mm. Comes with a 15-round magazine. It's got the notorious open top slide, and it really is a very good, reliable gun. This gun served our military for about 31 or 2 years now. And recently, maybe you've heard, I know if you've been on my channel, you've probably seen that the Army has adopted the brand new, they call this XM17. We know it as the Sig P226. They've adopted this gun now as of January 2017. The news came out in 9mm. This will replace the Beretta M9. So we have the newest Army issue gun here, made by Sig Sauer. You take note of that. You know, they know that the Sig Sauer quality's there, and they know that if they get a Sig Sauer gun, and you may know this as well, if you've never shot and never owned a Sig Sauer firearm, you need to do yourself a favor and get to a range somewhere, borrow one, go buy one, pick one up at a gun shop, and just look at it. Take it apart, look at the machining. The things are really made well, and they function well. As you can see, they shoot really well. They're accurate guns. I love to shoot them. I've got a lot of SIGs. I really like them. So let's go out here and let's see if I can hit these skeet targets. I've got some clay pigeons up here on the board. Let's see if we can hit these things, and we can kind of show off the reliability and the accuracy of this gun. Now, this gun's a little bit more accurate than I am. But let me see if I can bear down on these things and hit one or two of them. Well, like I said, these things, it's hard to mess with them. I mean, these things really shoot good. They shoot better than I do. Sometimes you might have to drift the sight on them. You know, they're just like most handguns. If they don't have adjustable sights, they come from the factory sometimes, and they may shoot to the right or left. This one shoots with a 6 o'clock sight picture, and if you don't know what that means, it means the front sight is just below the point of impact of the bullet, so you can put your target just right above and let it sit right on top of the front sight. This one has the 3-dot front sight. You can see that. This is a SIG night sights, and so they glow. They are really good sights, and they're easy to see. And you can replace them, and I have replaced some of these SIG sights with maybe some Dawson Precision or some kind of competition sight and something that's adjustable. But if you get the gun, you know where it shoots, it's going to always shoot there. We're not shooting really expensive ammo. We're shooting some really cheap range ammo, some Winchester white box 115 grain range ammo. But this thing just spits them out all day long. It's always reliable. Let's shoot a little more. Let's see if we can do a little rapid fire with this thing and see if it'll stay on target. You know, one of the complaints about SIG, and I have to be honest, I've shared the same sentiment when I first got my first P226. The bore axis of the gun is pretty high in relation, and this is the bore axis, it's pretty high in relation to the position of your hand. And typically you think that's going to cause the gun to have a lot of muzzle flip as you fire the gun, but I don't know how they have engineered this. The way it looks, you think it's going to happen. But as you can see, I mean, we just got 15. I think we hit 14 out of 15 on target in a rapid fire situation from 40 feet. This thing, it does stay on target. You can kind of ride on top, and just the way it's designed. Of course, it's a soft shooting caliber, I know, and a lot of you don't like the 9mm, and I think maybe a 45, and it would be be nice if we could carry that, but you have to be realistic with things. And with our allies, the 9mm and NATO round, it's easier for our Army to use that round and get a lot more capacity and that kind of thing. And when you really look at ballistics tests and modern tests like that, there's not a great deal of difference between the 45 and the 9. There's a little bit, but with the bullet technologies we have these days, they can really soup these 9s up, and they can really do a lot of damage. Matter of fact, I carry a 9 most days, although I do have 45, several different guns chambered in 45 ACP. But I do like this, and it's pretty cheap to shoot. The ammo is readily available. A lot of fun. Let's just see what it'll do moving around. It does, as you're shooting the gun, it is easy to acquire these sights. It's easy to see, and it's easy to point the gun. So I just want to show you that as we're shooting these plates going around here. It's really easy to shoot. It shoots itself. Well, I hate to end on a miss, but this thing, if I'd slow down and allow this gun to do its thing, it's really hard to miss with it. It's a good gun to shoot out on the range. Again, it's a little bit big if you're going to try to conceal carry. You can carry the thing on a waistband holster if you wanted to. You could carry it under a coat if you want to carry that way. A lot of times I carry this in my briefcase, and I don't usually have this gun on my side. It's a little bit big for that, but it's a lot of fun out here. It's hard to find a gun that'll shoot much better than this, and it's so reliable, and it's easy to clean. It's easy to break down. I think I've got a video on there already on my channel showing how to break the gun down. That's enough talking though. Let's shoot it one more time. Hope you guys enjoyed this P226. If you don't have one, you might want to get down to your local shop, your local range, and put your hands on one. See if you can fire one. And I want you to remember this. God gave us liberty. God gave us guns. Thank you, Lord, for the blessings.